What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer this afternoon, Logan Landers, and joining me, as always, to talk about NFL draft prospects each and every single week now, defensive tackle out of Florida State, Fabien Lovett is our subject today. Help me out, as always, from the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, Jay McLovin. Jay, say what's up to the people, and also, do you Fabien Lovett? Or if you're a draft scout, would you Fabien leave it? I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. No. Yeah. I'm just going to tell you right up off the rip. I'm Fabien leaving it for a few reasons. Again, he is 6'4", 314, prototypical size, 10 3/8 hands, got big hands, big arms. I mean, he's just a big guy. He's got a ranking prospect grade of 6.20, which says basically he should be an above average either starter or backup is where they see this guy going. But I don't know, man. Look, I think everything can happen for a reason. I think anybody can come out of nothing. I mean, again, these are just combine numbers. And God knows, we know Tom Brady didn't have the best combine numbers, but he did put up something in the NFL. So just because these numbers weren't as great doesn't mean that they're not going to be something. But Fabien does need to work on a few things. One is he's relatively pedestrian in production in the impact categories: run stuffing, pass deflections, things, anything like that, right? So he needs less fist fighting, quicker discards versus the block. He's not shedding his guys off quick enough. So he needs to be able to shed his guys off a little bit quicker in order to make use of what he's doing. The next thing is plotting feet likely to keep him off the field of pass rushing down. So he has pretty heavy feet, Logan. So he needs to work on his feet. If I was him, I'd be like you said, was it the treadmill, Logan? I'd be on that treadmill trying to get my feet up as quick as humanly possible. Because that seems to be a big thing with him is he doesn't have quick feet. Mm-hmm. And in the NFL, you got to have quick feet, especially on the defensive line. Now he is powerful, he is balanced, so those things are at his fingertips. He does have the talent and technique to split double teams and leverage the gap. I just think this guy needs a little bit more development. I think he goes maybe fourth round, late third, early fourth. And I think he's going to need some development, though. I think you're going to put him behind whoever is in front and let this man grow into the position.
When I look at Fabien Lovett, I see an absolute monster of a human being. You can tell when he's coming into a room, 6'4", 314, ain't missing any meals. When you look at him, he's played 5 years. All in all in college football. Obviously, we know when he did some work for the Bulldogs in Mississippi State before he ended up transferring over to Florida State in 2020. And this past year, and he's looked pretty solid, I would say, Jay. He's looked solid with his career, all in all. But when you look at just his traits of Fabien Lovett, when you look at him, obviously you know that he's got some good strength to him. He's got a high motor as well. And what I like about him is he's already got a pretty deep bag when it comes to moves to get away from opposing offensive linemen. He's got the bull rush. He's got the spin move. He's got the kind of juke moves to kind of get away, which is something that some players don't have coming into the draft that they learn at the pro level. This guy has it already there. Like you mentioned, just fine-tuning. That's, I think, all this guy needs. Because you can see he's got the potential. He's got the good moves. He's got a good feel for getting blockers, getting them off of them. He's got those active hands, as you mentioned. He's got a really good, aggressive kind of just rock back and forth with his hands, be able to engage, disengage kind of at will. But I think upper body, tremendous. He's got the good hands. Lower body, that's where he needs to focus if he wants to improve and be a better NFL player.
Absolutely.
Focus on getting, I was just more so just the speed. He's got decent speed, but it's not the quickest. It's not the great burst that you see. He's got good balance. He's not like he's just stumbling and bumbling, but he's a guy who I think his big thing is he's just a kind of mediocre lateral mover, moving side to side. You're not going to see this guy chasing down a lot of people. And I think, to me, Jay, his biggest Achilles heel, his biggest trait that he desperately needs to work on if he wants to become a star in the NFL, you cannot miss tackles. You can't do it. That is the one thing that'll always irk me, is players missing tackles. And especially on the defensive tackle. If you're there to clog up the lanes, as we've said before, if you're there to stuff the running backs, your job is to take them down and not have them move forward. That is a crucial element that Fabien needs to work on, is getting those tackles under control. I don't care if you have to go tackle ice bags, if you have to tackle training dummies, whatever. Just work on that, get it locked and loaded. But I do see some potential in this guy, Jay, as a mid-round pick. He's definitely shown that he has some star quality, and he's definitely got some traits that can help out a team in the NFL. So I'm excited to see how Fabien Lovett is going to do and how he can progress as a player. Like I said, he's not perfect by any means necessary. He's got some things he's got to work on. He's got some already really good intangibles and traits. We'll see if he can get it all together and if he can ultimately have a solid career in the NFL. As always, Jay McLovin, man, appreciate you coming on the show. I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. This has been our draft prospect review of Fabien Lovett, defensive tackle coming out of Florida State. We want to hear your thoughts, though, on Fabien Lovett. Is he going to be a high-round pick, a low-round pick, middle round? What team's going to pick him up? Do you want your team to get him? Well, you can also let us know on our live draft reaction special. Once again, it's going to be on Thursday, April 25th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the start time for that. Come check us out. Come talk some football with all of us here on the channel. It's going to be a great time. As always, get your draft notes ready. Go and get your snacks already prepped for Thursday, April 25th. I'll talk to you guys again on another